Hi, it's Apibal. It is now 3:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, December 5th, 2014. I just wrote another free writing, or some people call them trance writing or automatic writing, but for me, I use the word free writing because that is the word that the universe gave to me. And I wrote this sometimes after, well, it started happening after I saw the clock was 12:12. 12, was the number. And that was when the words started to form. And I would say at around 12, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, that was when all of it came together. And I wrote them down. I'm just gonna read about it. I'm just gonna read what I wrote first, and then I'll explain a little bit about my take on it. The title is called, the title I gave it after, I just gave it after I wrote it. But the title is called, We Are the Evolution, This is Our Revolution, We Are the Liberation. Star Child, Golden Child, Diamond Child, we are the evolution, we are the revolution, we are the liberation. It's not about the light and the dark. It's not about judgment. It's not about separations. Be free of duality. Be free of self. For we are brothers and sisters with our own identity, with our own journeys, stories, and purpose. This is about divine love. This is about pure faith. This is about harmonious giving. This is about true justice. This is about unitary respect. This is our evolution. This is our revolution. And this is our liberation. So, some free writing that happens to me. Sometimes I don't necessarily understand why I write them, or I find out the true meaning of it later. Like, when I doubt why did I write them. And usually I would get like messages and signs that, okay, I was supposed to write them and that it has a meaning to what is about to come. But this one, I kind of already understood why I wrote it, because I have been, this past 2 years especially, I have been struggling with understanding the light and the dark. The two sides that is on the same coin, right? And throughout the years, the universe has been giving me information here and on information there as I was ready to understand. But the more answers I get, the more questions come, right? You always get more questions as you get more answers. And I would say that this year, in September, when I metaphysically had a metaphysical meeting with Satan, the question came up like big time this time is, because a lot of New Age, a lot of spiritual groups that has been established, a religion, they are very against the dark, or they only go with the light, and always talk about you have to protect yourself from the dark, or block yourself from the dark. But for me, and I think for many other people too, the dark side is a part of us, right? I mean, we all know that, and and New Age and spiritual people they only say about the dark side is within yourself, but they never seem to acknowledge that the dark side, or the dark energy, or the dark entities which okay, the word dark and light is very limiting, is which is a topic that I will write about, okay, because we are limited in the word that we have defining spirituality and light and dark itself. So it's kind of sad that that's the only two words I have to use when it's more complex than that. But the dark is just as important as the light, as we all know that the light cannot exist, or the dark cannot exist if there is no other side, and it's part of it. It's part of the duality world, right? But we are trying to understand it. So the only way to do that is we have to be free of duality. And I've been questioning, like I've been sending a lot of questions out to the universe regarding how do I handle and deal with God, who does communicate with all of us, and also the devil, Satan, or whatever, and then like the dark side that is in everybody's life, obviously, but for me it's also on the external world. It's on the external side of me, not just within me, that a lot of new age and spiritual people try to say that, it's just like your own identity trying to like talk to you. It's not, you know what I'm saying? And I also have been trying to understand if this is about love, that like I know my purpose here in this life at this point in time is all about love. Then how do I deal with the dark? How do I deal with the dark side when it's not about judgment, when it's not about fear, when it's not about blocking them? Because how can you do that when you're supposed to love, right? And so I also been questioning, is it okay to say thanks to Satan? Because for me, in my personal journey, Satan for some reason has been a part of my journey. And I feel like this free writing, which is kind of funny because usually I would write these sort of things around the new moon or full moon, and when I wrote this down, I was like, there must be a full moon like today or tomorrow. And funny enough, tomorrow is full moon at 7 a.m. But it's already full moon somewhere in the world. So technically it is full moon, right? So where I am at now, which I will get to all the other stuff, I would say that I have been elevated a little bit more in terms of understandings of things, and where I'm at in terms of duality. And it's great. It's great. It's going great. And I will write another post explaining this a little bit better. But I feel that now I have a better explanation and interpretations to some of my previous free writing, especially the one this is time of revelation, time for action, time for decision one. Because when I wrote that at the time, it like the writing, it talked about the dark and the light, but it made me confused about this, like choosing side, because it's, to me, what does that mean when you say I have to choose side? But I'm starting to understand now what it means, and it's not really about your identity. It's really more about the energy. So get to that. Okay, this is Nattawat Apibal. Travel well.